Hello, friends. Uncle Marv here with the annual Black Friday preview show. And right over there is my good friend Dawn Sizer from Third Element Consulting. Dawn, how are you?
Good. How are you? I'm so excited. This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, look at you. You've got your smoking jacket on, or?
Yeah. Well, it's a holiday-esque sweater, right? Because, I'm up north. We've got a little bit of snow going on. It's going to get cold.
That's a shame.
Yeah, well, we don't have iguanas that fall out of trees. So there's that.
Yeah, but I mean, the weather that I experienced when I was up there, about 45 days ago was, chilly. So
It was
balmy. Yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you watching us live or watching after the fact, let me do a little quick explanation of the show here, because this is streaming to all of the Uncle Marv channels. Most of you are probably here from the IT Business Podcast. It is the regular show where we talk to IT professionals and managed service providers. We help them run their business better, smarter, and faster. But some of you are here because you know me through other means, whether it's high school, college, junior achievement, you're trying to get healthy, or you're here local in the Fort Lauderdale area because I've got some other podcasts that we've been spreading out on the Uncle Marv network. So this is spreading out all over the place. This show was started about 5 years ago, and it was started for two reasons. One, because apparently I was doing a horrible job of asking for donations and support to run the podcast. Even though I do have people that are supporting monthly, I do have sponsors for the different shows, but I wasn't asking. And so this is kind of like, the annual telethon that you would normally see from other companies and not-for-profits, except that this is for the Uncle Marv podcasting network here. And listen, we're going to talk about some products here. It is not your typical live show. We are not HSN. We are not QVC. We are not hawking these products. So if you want to buy them, great. If you don't want to buy them, great. Nothing really affects us in terms of whether you like the products or not. We are not being paid by anybody to hawk these products. We have no sponsors for this particular show. So we can say whatever we want, whether we like them or not. The opinions expressed here are ours and ours alone. But if you are joining us and you want to throw something in the chat, if you want to guide us in a different direction, update us on a particular feature that we missed on a product, feel free to do that. We are streaming on all the social medias. We are streaming on YouTube, LinkedIn, and the Facebook. So if you put stuff in the chat, Dawn and I will see them all here. Just realize that we'll try to put up the comments on the screen here. But if you are in one particular chat and you don't see the comment that's up, it's because it's in another chat. But we will work on that. So that is the show format. And basically, Dawn and I just chat, have a good time, and we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
You ready?
Easy enough, right?
Yeah, easy enough. So let me start before we get into the product. So let me just kind of start with a little question for you in terms of holiday feel, because this is kind of, in my thought, this is kind of the time where people start to shut it down. It's, right before Thanksgiving. I don't do the show on Wednesdays anymore because everybody's using that as a travel day. And then, the day after is off, and then it's holiday season, Cyber Monday, shopping, all of that stuff. So, is this about the time that you really get into the holiday spirit, or what is it that triggers that flip of the switch for you?
So for me this year, we had to order a new Christmas tree. And so funny story, because they always are, right? Nothing good ever comes from buying a new property. And we had like the standard 7.5 foot tree, which looked great in the old house. And we put it up in this one and went, wow, it looks really freaking small. 2-story living room kind of scenario.
What happens when you get a man?
It was funny. So we got a new one. And then when it came in, we put it up and I was like, you know what? That's it's time. So that was last weekend, Saturday.
The tree's already up?
It's not decorated per se, but it's up. And there's a ladder in my living room because now I have to get on a ladder. Well, I had to get on a ladder before too, but now I have to really get on a ladder because I can't get anywhere near reaching the top.
Is there going to be like a Rockefeller style lighting ceremony once you get it decorated?
I might. That's kind of fun. Maybe once I get all of it on, I'll be like, it has a remote. Maybe I'll just look, click.
Yeah. All right. Let me first acknowledge we have somebody in the chat that, of course, threw a question in there, which I don't know if this is a great question to start off, but let's go ahead and throw it up there. Diana Giles, will you both elaborate on the way AI impacts the use of these products?
Yes. Yes, we will.
Okay. We will do that. So why don't we go ahead and start with a product here? I know you've got one that right off the bat seems to be your favorite. So which one is that going to be?
It's going to be the Roborock vacuum mop. It's guaranteed, right? Or maybe it's the one I've had on my list for 2 years in a row. I
think you have had it in it for 2 years in a row. And what we're going to do, folks, so up in the top corner there is a QR code. So if you are watching with us, you can go ahead and click with your phone or media device on that. And I'm trying to pull up the Amazon page here so that I can actually bring up the description here. But yeah, didn't you get this last year?
So we had gotten one last year for the other house.
Did you say we had bought one? Is that what you said? Did you say we had bought one? Is that what you said?
No, I said we had bought one for the other house. Or maybe I did. Who knows? It's 4:00. This could be vodka. We don't know. So I had got one, other house, great, worked fantastic, loved it. It now lives upstairs. So we got a new one for this house, and we got the one with the mop in it. And I love it. I really love it. Its name is Moptimus Prime.
Moptimus Prime.
Optimus Prime. The two tanks in the top, one is like the clean water, the other one is the dirty water. And it runs every single day in my house because dogs and dirt and all kinds of fun stuff. And it keeps it really clean.
So multifunctional dock 3.0, maintenance-free cleaning. I see the two tanks there. It looks like it's got dual scrub technology.
Yeah. When it docks in there, it actually scrubs the little mop heads and they spin and do all kinds of fun things.
And so here we go, right off the bat. An AI-related feature, intelligent dirt detection. So how have you found that to work?
Actually, really well. And it does some avoidance as well. So dog toys, shoes, you name it, it'll actually go around them. If it's trying to come into a room, if I close the door, it'll realize that room is closed off and it'll go do a different room. They have a new one that actually has a little arm that pops out of it. So if there's little trash in the way, it'll go out, pick it up and pull it back in, which is kind of cool. So if you're really into mops and robots, you can get one of those.
Interesting. Now, 200 RPM sounds kind of loud. Is it?
It's really not. Surprisingly, I think the vacuum is louder than the actual mop piece.
Okay.
And it's not loud.
All right. So there it is, the Roborock Q-Revo Edge SSA robot vacuum and mop. AI enhanced.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay. So that is our first product here. Let me turn off the code here, and I'm going to bring up a little tech item, and this is one that I have in my hand as well. And let me get the QR code up for this and bring the product up. And what this is, folks, is...
I'm looking. I don't know what it is. I don't have your list. I want to know what it is.
Oh, that's not the right one. Let's get that off the stage. Yes, folks, this is live. This is why I need your help. I need a producer. So have somebody doing this in the background. So this is a USB cable tester.
Ooh.
And I got this a while back because I kept running into two situations. One, I was dealing with a client who could not understand why they could not use their cable to do high-speed transfers. And I'm like, I don't think it's a high-speed cable, but I wasn't able to prove to them, except by bringing in another cable and showing them. So this cable tester will test both regular AB, connections, USB-C, lightning cables and all of that. And it will give you the voltage for all of those cables. So you'll know whether or not your cable can handle, the power delivery that all the new USB-Cs are doing. So if you want to do a fast charge from a 65 watt port, not all cables will do that. And the funny thing is you can't tell if that's the case. So let me do this. I am going to bring myself on screen so that I can show you. So this is how big the device is. And I'm going to show you a regular cable here. And I'm going to plug one side in and then the other side in. And because this can run on battery, I'm going to turn the battery on and show you the lights that come on. And this will show you that it is not your standard, USB cable. So this will do power delivery. This will do, I believe, the 65 watts there in that, as opposed to a regular cable. And I don't want to pick on this cable vendor that I got at a recent conference, but this was a Best Swag nominee. And when we plug this cable in, the USB-C here is this one. You see that it doesn't have as many lights on. So it's got less than 9 of the voltage lights on. So this is just your regular basic USB cable that if you want to, use it in your car to connect it to your media and do some regular, slow charging and stuff, that's what it is. So this is very handy to have, in your go bag so that you can just simply do some quick testing of cables and let people know that, yeah, that cable's not going to do what you think it is. So that's the tech side of our Black Friday for this year. What do you think?
I want to know how much AI is in it.
Oh, well, probably not that much. I'm not an AI kind of guy. I was actually upset because it didn't have green lights and red lights. That would have been better.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
It would have been.
It's a cool little toy, though. All things considered, I can really imagine where I don't know how many times I've destroyed USB cables, whether they're in my car or in my bag or whatever. Yeah. And it would be nice to be able to plug that in and be like, oh yeah, look at that. I need a new cable. Yep.
All right. What's next for you? Oh, was I supposed to go in order or something?
Oh no, I have no idea. Which one do you want to pull?
You tell me.
For you? I mean, I pulled everything from like all of my travel gear to a couple of the new.
Okay, here, I'm going to do this one because this kind of surprised me when you put it on the list. So I'm going to bring it up and then you tell me why it's on the list.
Okay.
So share screen, window.
Oh, my shoes. So for those of you who have seen me present, you've probably noticed I usually wear sneakers. These are probably some of the most comfortable shoes that I've worn to conferences, and I wear them all the time. So when you have to be on your feet for long periods of time, this is why I have them on the list. So while they're not super techy, they're super comfy.
So these are the Keds Women's Center 2 lace-up sneakers. And they look, I don't want to say they look like a nurse's shoe, but they look like a nurse's shoe.
They feel like a nurse's shoe.
Yeah.
I tell you, they're super comfortable. So, yeah.
All right. And when did you first realize that those would be good for you to take everywhere?
I started wearing them probably about 4 years ago. Because they had like come back into style big time. And I was like, oh, great. Something from, when I was a kid, and they were super, super easy to wear. And I started wearing them again. And now I have a whole closet full of Keds.
All right. And they come in the different colors. There's your jeans color. There you go. There's the nursing style, the all white.
Yeah. And if you want to get super fancy, ladies, they have a Rifle Paper Company collab, and they have a Kate Spade collab too. And I have a couple of pairs of them. So, yeah.
All right. So
no AI.
No AI in there. Okay. So I'm going to go even less AI. And let me bring up here. Where is it? There we go. So there's the QR code for it. And if you thought having a little cable tester was a good way to go, how about a super big?
Holy crap.
So this is it. So if you're looking at the screen, this is a bigger version. It's not just a USB tester. And here's why I got this. So I went through a little period a few months ago where I thought I had bad XLR cables for my podcasting gear where things were cutting out. And I'm like, okay, I just bought these cables. They were cool. So this has cable testing for my mic cables, as well as USB, network, HDMI, phono jacks for the computer, and then all these other things that I don't use. This is actually a 15-in-1 cable tester. Now,
crazy.
Yes. And what's funny is I used it just the other day and found a bad HDMI cable that somebody told me that, their screen would just kind of go colors every now and then. And they're like, we just bought this cable. And now this doesn't fit in the go bag, folks. So it's not like that was it. But I swapped out the cable and everything worked. And I came back and tested it with this. And it actually showed that the HDMI cable was bad. And I
feel like that thing needs its own sling bag.
Yeah, it does. So it does run on battery. It runs on the old style 9-volt battery. So you know that there is no AI in this thing at all. And there are all the different angles there. But yes, it does test network cables. Now, it's not going to give you the speed of the cable, the distance or anything, but it will tell you if all 8 pairs are matched up. So if you just need a quick tester and this is sitting on your bench, this will do it. And it'll test your regular AB cables. It won't test USB-C. But there you go. And then the back here has all of the configurations and tells you how many lights have to be green in order for a cable to be good.
So I'm curious.
Yes.
Like, how many times do you have to use this thing where it becomes a really good investment?
Well, based on the price at $48.79 with this Black Friday deal, to be honest, a Saturday when you're sitting around, well, let me rephrase that. Most of you aren't going to be sitting around your office on a Saturday like I do, because I would come in on a Saturday and do some cleanup, and I literally would go through a whole bunch of cables. You know how we come back from jobs where we've done a network refresh and we've got just a box of cables just sitting around, and we're like, is it good or not? And usually they end up going off to recycling or whatever. So now I'll sit there and test cables and see which ones are good. And if they're bad, I can send them to recycling. If they're good and if they look good, then I can either, use them for another customer or do whatever. But to be honest, the XLR cable tester for the podcast, I mean, that paid for itself right away, because I did have a bad cable.
Well, I assume those are not inexpensive cables too.
They can be. But of course, my tip is the same with everything. don't go cheap anymore. Just don't go cheap especially with cables, because it's too frustrating to try to figure out if it's the cable or is it the device that's wrong. And, listen, I know people aren't going to really want to spend money for these testers and stuff. And usually if you swap it out and it works, then you know. But how many times do we stick it back in the box or in the pile? And then a month later, this is here. I'll just use this one. And you throw another bad cable in the mix.
Yeah, no, you 100% throw it back in the box. Like we all do that.
Yeah. So for me, it was one XLR cable and one Saturday afternoon going through stuff. I mean, $50. What's the regular price on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, overpriced for what it is. I'm just curious, like, do you use it enough? Like, yeah, I mean, if you're going to go through a box of cables, 100% you would use it. Yeah,
I mean, use it once a month, every other month. That'll work. And the other one, the small one it sits in your go bag. And this one actually, it's funny. I do use this a lot more. You know how I use it a lot now?
Please tell me.
I use it to test. I use it to test cables after conferences. The swag.
Which ones are good and which ones are bad?
That's right. So which ones I'm going to give away and which ones I'll keep.
Nice.
So, yeah. All right. What's next for you?
Headphones. Headphones. Yeah. I don't know AI either, but.
So there they are. Do I have the QR code for those? Nope. Let me go grab the QR code. But while I'm doing that, describe these for everyone.
Yeah. So these are the active noise canceling. The only time I wear these is either when I'm on the plane or I'm at a conference and I need to take a call, or I'm on the mower. So one of those things is happening, and they are amazing for all three of them. So you can be in the middle of a conference, have them on, be deep into a conversation on a call and not hear anything going on around you. I've had these on while I was on a plane with a kid right behind me screaming at the top of her lungs. Didn't hear her either. So it was great. I love these things.
So there truly are noise canceling.
They truly are noise canceling.
Now, let me ask this, because I thought about getting noise canceling ones, but then I'm thinking, no, I like to hear stuff around.
So when the pilot comes over the speakers in the plane, they'll cut out because it recognizes that as something they need you to hear, which is interesting. So there is a little bit of understanding what you need to hear versus not need to hear. So even like I was on a call walking into an airport at one time, talking on my phone, doing my thing. And there was an announcement that went over and it cut out so I could hear the announcement play, but I wasn't hearing the ambient noise.
So that sounds like AI to me.
It might be. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure, but I do like them. My husband actually turned me on to these and he loved them. Obviously I like the purple ones. I think the black ones are actually on the Black Friday deal.
Okay. Now, here's the other question with these. A lot of times, so I've gotten so used to either the earbuds or I use the Bose Sound Sports, and it's just the wire there. So they're super, super light. And I remember I tried on another set of headsets, and they felt heavy. How are these?
They're very light. So I have a Samson pair for podcasting and things along those lines, but those I've worn on a 6-hour flight over to the UK and back and never realized I even had them on.
And it looks like you can use them to make calls with the microphone.
You can. Yep.
And 24 hours of playtime. Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do a sidebar question that it doesn't quite play into the AI that Giles asked about, but one of the things that we have to pay attention to is I remember we used to block Black Friday shopping and Cyber Monday shopping at client offices. Do you guys still do that?
We don't, unless the client has specifically said, "Hey, we want to block out this particular category." We don't block that out. No. I think there's too much shopping that goes on naturally through the course of a day for office managers, that kind of thing. Like, they still have to purchase things, and some of the categories are a little bit too broad.
Yeah, we have groups for clients where the regular staff won't be able to shop, but management will. And we do that. So, of course, online shopping brings up the age-old question of cybersecurity. So, do you have any cybersecurity tips that you give clients when it comes to shopping online and staying safe?
I mean, always make sure that the HTTPS for secure is there, a little lock, that kind of thing. All the things that you should already be doing. But the biggest thing is the third-party sites, right? The places where, I can get a coupon if I shop through this site or that kind of thing. I would generally avoid those, just from the standpoint of not all of them have the same layers of security, or you don't know where your credit card is really going.
So I know that our listeners are probably dying to know, dog okay?
The dog, he's outside the door looking very pathetic. I will let him in.
I want you to let me in. Let me in. While she's doing that, I am going to bring up my next item, which I probably should have done at the very beginning, because for those of you that are listeners of IT Business Podcast, you know that recently I attended the IT Nation conference, which was in Orlando, Florida, where they have competition of, it's like a shark style competition or Shark Tank style competition, and it's for new vendors. And what they do is they actually will compete for a prize, and it's $70,000 for first place, $30,000 for second place, and third place wouldn't get anything. So we came up with a little gadget where I would give third place a set of steak knives. And this is the third year that we've done it. Each year, the steak knives have gotten progressively better. The first year was a dollar store set of steak knives. Last year, I think we got them from a Target. This year, we ordered off of the Amazon, and we got a nice wooden set with a box. And it was funny because people actually this year asked, where can I get those? And I told them, well, watch the show and I will tell you. So these are off of the Amazon, and they are the Nature Collection olive wood handle, German high carbon steel construction, and a set of 6. And I tell you, it's funny when we open the box and pick them up, these feel like the type of steak knives that you would get at a restaurant.
Fancy.
Yes. So, natural olive wood. So there you go, folks. And those of you that ask, where can I get those steak knives? There you go. I got them off the Amazon. Next year, the budget is going up even more with a new sponsor. So we'll see where it goes. What's next?
Let's talk about the Plaud.
Oh, I did not think you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about the Plaud.
About the Plaud. So here you go. All AI. Plaud is the Note AI voice recorder.
So I use this for all kinds of fun things. Again, if we're talking about conferences, there's been a couple times where there've been breakout sessions or something along those lines, or sometimes I even just want to record myself to make the next one better, kind of thing. But usually it's I'm dropping it in a session that I'm not attending, so I can get a transcription and a summary of that particular session, which is great. I've done it a couple times for discovery meetings with potential clients. So it captures the transcription, it does the summary, and you're asking the questions in such a way that you can come back and take that summary then, and I've dumped it to Copilot and created an automation where then Copilot reads it, looks for specific words, fills in a form, and it builds a quote directly into Power Automate. So it's like, for me, it was the ultimate way of being lazy in creating quotes.
So the size, I mean, obviously it looks like it's about the size of a credit card. Does it really like snap to the phone magnetically?
So there's, I don't know if you can see it on the one above there, but there's a little case that it's sitting in. I don't know if it's, click on that first picture. There might be, there's the case, the magnetic case.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it slips into that little like credit card style case. And for those of you that have the mag on the back of the iPhones, it'll go directly to that. So this is my Plaud extra magnet on the back.
That mag, that's usually the same mag as the wireless charger, right?
Yes, correct.
It's its own magnetic ring, charging cable, and you saw the accounts there. So, once you buy the appliance, you can actually use it under a free starter plan and do 300 transcription minutes a month.
I'm doing a couple meetings or anything like that. It's great. I bought the unlimited when it was not that expensive. I think it was like $89 or whatever when I bought it. Mm-hmm. So that was my subscription. But like I said, that's what I use it for. And it's for internal meetings, external meetings. I've taken it to conferences, you name it. I've used it for all kinds of things. The one thing I haven't used it for, but I know my husband does, is for calls. He'll turn it on for some of the calls that he does. It's just so he has a summary of that call.
We talked last. Somebody asked me after we talked about it, and I don't think you and I discussed it. They asked, well, how is it hearing the other side of the conversation if you're doing it on the phone?
Vibration. Yeah. Plus it's incredibly sensitive on the microphone. So it's between the vibration of the voice and the microphone. It can hear both sides of the call.
But can you use it just for a regular meeting? Like you just want to throw something on the table and.
Yeah, whether you're throwing it on the table or just turning it on while you're having, the standard Zoom call or whatever. Yeah, absolutely. You can do that. If you don't have Copilot or you don't have the Zoom AI or you don't have Fireflies or whatever, you can 100% use the Plaud.
There is the QR code for the Plaud for those of you watching and maybe wanting to snap a peek there. There it is.
And there's a business plan that keeps everything in private cloud as well.
Okay. Yeah. Well, those AI guardrails that we keep talking about, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. This is a pretty intelligent, pretty hefty gift if you were thinking of giving it to somebody, but this was something you did for yourself. Have you had a Black Friday gift go bad? Like you bought it and it was just horrible?
It's been a while. I think it was probably like a toy for one of the kids since we've had something go like really sideways. And I think I didn't even buy it. I think my grandmother bought it. And it was an animatronic thing. It was a Tigger. And when the battery would like start to die, it would just go off randomly. And you got to the point where you're like, you know what? I'm just taking the battery out of this thing and we're never putting another one in there because it would start like talking to itself at 3 a.m. And I'm not cool with that.
Okay. What would an animatronic trigger do? Because the only thing I'm thinking is it's supposed to jump.
So it would do the woohoo, and it would like turn its head and its eyes would blink and it's just no.
Waking up at 3 a.m.
to that in your kid's room, there's all kinds of things wrong with that.
I got woken up this morning by, guess what?
I
was worried. Coons on the roof.
Okay. I was going to say it was either that or one of the cats. So
Yeah. We've had cats on the roof, but this morning it was 2 baby raccoons on the roof.
Aw, that's adorable. Do you now have 2 baby raccoons, or did you just shoo them off the roof?
I shooed them off.
Oh, I'm sad.
But
I would have had 2 baby raccoons all of a sudden.
No, I've told Kim she is not allowed to feed any other animals. We have 2 cats that are the last of the litters, hopefully, never to be replaced again. But the last time we had raccoons on the roof, we ended up having a hole in the roof. Well, there were 2 things. We had a hole in the roof one time, and then we did have a dead iguana another time. But we didn't know it was dead until obviously a few days later when the smell was all over the place.
Fun to track down.
It was. Favorite Black Friday gift?
Made stand mixer that Dave got me one year probably was my, oh yeah. So I love to bake.
Okay. I did not know that.
Little known facts, right? So he got me one of the really big KitchenAid stand mixers, and it has like all the parts to it. Like you want to do anything with it, this thing will do it. Want to create pasta? Great. Just put on a little, adapter. But that was, I think, the year after we got married. So that thing is either 29 or 30 years old, give or take, and it's still going strong.
Really? So do you watch the baking shows?
Dude, you have no idea. Like, I love myself some Paul Hollywood. Like, we both watched the British Baking Show.
Yeah.
And are really into it. Yeah.
What about the new, what's it, Duff? Is that the name of the guy?
I don't know. We haven't watched that one. We do. My kids love Nailed It. I don't know if you've ever seen that one on Netflix, which is hilarious. It's people that can't bake at all, and they come on this show and they try to recreate things, and it's so horrific. It's really funny. I like that one. And then we've seen the Is It Cake thing too, which is pretty interesting.
Okay, those aren't on the Food Network.
No, they're not on. Those are all Netflix.
Oh,
yeah.
The Food Network is on multiple times a week for the Beat Bobby Flay.
Okay.
The Titans, the Barbecue Brawl. So right now is the Holiday Bake Off that's going on right now.
Okay.
And I can't. Some of those people are just way too into it.
Oh no, I'm into it. Like I build the gingerbread houses and the big cakes and stuff like that. Yeah. That's
really?
Yeah. And it's what I do. It's weird.
How big?
Oh, it depends. So, let's see. Connor was, I think, 6 or 7, and I made him like a full pirate ship birthday cake, complete with like sails and everything.
Like one pin and pretend like.
Not that big, okay. But it was good size. Yeah, I think we had 20 or 30 kids over or whatever, so it fed all the kids, the parents, that kind of thing. So it was probably enough cake for like 50 some people.
Wow.
Oh.
Dawn the Baker.
Yeah, so there you go. Little known fact.
What type of, what do they call the robe thingy? Apron.
So if I'm doing the apron thing, I like the one that like goes over the head and like you tie it and yeah, I like the old fashioned ones.
Yeah, but is it one of those, does it have a saying on it or is it?
No, it's boring. It's usually like, you get the cutesy one with the like the snowflakes or something on it for Christmas time. I'm not that into it.
No. Home is where the heart is.
No, it's utilitarian because I'm going to get it dirty.
Come out to the compound.
You should have.
Yeah. Too cold. I
made a glazed maple donut muffins today, actually. So, Yeah.
Glazed muffin donuts. That doesn't sound right.
Well, it's a muffin, but it has the glaze from the maple donut kind of thing. So it's more like bear claw in a muffin.
Is it a plain muffin or a blueberry or
no? It's
chocolate
just like
chip?
The cinnamony maple flavor.
Okay,
but it's in large muffin style with the glaze on top of it.
Now, do you do it where you can pull off the top of the muffin?
Oh, yes, 100%. So if I'm making cupcakes, then you get it out of the little cup. I usually use the fancy baking cups. I like those better than the pull off one. And then you can like pull off the top, put the thing on the top, and then you have like cupcake sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that Seinfeld episode. Top of the muffin. All right. Who was you were last, right?
I think
it's my turn.
So it's your turn. Because I think we did the Plaud last.
Yes. Let's do this because you had put on your phone.
I did.
And I know people have asked me about my podcast gear. So if you end up ever going to the homepage of the Uncle Marv Amazon store, there's going to be segments where you can go in and look at different lists. And one of the lists is podcast gear, where I will show you all the gear that I have purchased. And this is now the microphone that I encourage people to get if you are, just starting, whether it's a podcast or you're doing YouTube videos, internal training videos, and it's the Pod mic. And the reason I do this one is because it is both an XLR, so it can connect to a mixer, and it is a USB, which can plug directly into your computer or laptop and run like a regular microphone. And it gives you that clear Bose sound. So with both outputs, and there's even a little volume knob, which I really never use. And if you're using it with the laptop, it's got a place for earphones or headphones that you can plug in and not have people around you hear what is going on. But there's the back of it there. And it is a nice thing. And it's got a little pop filter on it. And this is one of the SC29 USB cables on there. So I threw mine on. That's the microphone of choice now.
That's a nice microphone.
Yeah. It's a little pricier than what most people want to spend. It's $199, but for some of these people going out and trying to spend $300-400 on a microphone, come on.
Yeah, that's not necessary.
So if you're gonna spend more than $50-100, this is probably right in there. And I haven't bought it for 2024. Well, you about because I don't remember you being.
Oh, I'm totally a coffee snob. When I'm at home, when I'm out someplace, I don't have the option to be a coffee snob all that.
Sure, you do. So this is the Ninja Hot and Iced Coffee Maker.
Yep.
So when I first saw that picture, I'm like, oh, why does that remind me of Lost in Space?
So this thing, actually, Dave and I bought this for ourselves last year for Christmas as a gift to each other. And if you take a look on the left-hand side of that particular model where the little arm is, yes, it's a frother, which is great. But the little knob, the little silver knob next to it, actually on the main piece.
Oh, here? Okay.
That one. So that is either hot water or coffee. So you can flip it back and forth. So if you're a tea aficionado and the significant other likes coffee, you can flip that back and forth. And then the top of the Ninja has two different pieces to it. One is the K-cup, and it's a little module that you just snap in for the K-cups. If you want to do K-cups, then you can pull the module back out to do full-on drip coffee, which is nice. And then you can change your brew style as well For classic, which gives you the standard drip feel to it, rich just puts a little less water through it, if you will. So it's a stronger blend. If you want to do over ice, it formulates it perfectly for any of the K-cups or drip if you want to do it that way, to do it over ice. And then specialty, you can get into, hey, I really just want, a little 4-ounce cappuccino or something along those lines, and I'll brew that too. That's my coffee snob.
So 4 brew styles: classic, rich, over ice, or specialty.
Yep. From
Grand Pods.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah, so you can put the water in your oatmeal if you want to do that.
Oh, I see.
I've recently found cold foam, and I am a huge fan of the cold foam in the like the little spray container too. So
yeah, I haven't just said
it's delicious.
Cold foam.
Cold foam, yeah.
Another version of whipped cream you spray on top.
Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is. Only it's foam instead of cream. Yeah.
Foam instead of cream.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to bring up my very last purchase that I just did, only because it's topical. No, that's all going to be next month when I do the podcast.
I want to know if like somebody has a really cool like ember mug. Does anybody have one of those?
I was looking at those. And I kept thinking that's too much money to spend.
So we said the same thing, and I ended up getting Dave this little warmer that his coffee mug can sit on. So they're like $15, $20. That's no big deal. And you just keep your coffee mug on it.
Christmas lights.
Christmas lights.
So I asked you earlier about when the flip of the switch happens. So it used to happen for us after Thanksgiving. The weekend after Thanksgiving would be the time that we would put up the tree and do the lights and stuff. And it would be Saturday after Florida State plays their football game. So Thanksgiving, Friday would be shopping, and then Saturday would be football, and then we'd pull out the stuff for the tree and everything. But the last 2 years, for some reason, she's convinced me to let her put the tree up early. So we had some lights that were not good. So I went ahead and ordered these new lights, and they are lights that come in 10-foot increments where you can screw them on and connect up to 4 sets end to end. So depending on how small or how big your tree is, you don't have to worry about, do I have too much string or too little string? And these are waterproof. We'll probably never use them outside, but they also come with 8 different lighting modes so that you can do waves, slow glow, fade, sequential, chasing, all the different colors and stuff like that. So, these arrived yesterday, as a matter of fact.
No, those are kind of like what's on my tree, actually, the little teeny tiny LEDs.
LEDs, yeah.
And I don't know if these switch between the multi and white. Mine do, that was kind of fun.
So these do not. So I ended up here. Let me do. So this you can get.
We're very worried about the Christmas lights. Like, what colors do they come in? How does this work?
So what I actually did was I got a set of all white.
Oh, nice.
And then a set of the colors.
Okay.
And the white will also do the 8 modes as well, because she really likes to have just white, and then the colors. So we got them separate strings. But I also thought, well, maybe we could alternate colored white, connecting the cables. I don't think it matters which one. So I'll end up playing, on Saturday and checking out to see if it works by alternating and stuff. But
I like that idea.
Got 2 strings. So we got them.
Well, let me know too, like if anybody has I think Govee is the one that has the like outdoor permanent lights.
Yes.
Because we were considering something like that too.
Yeah, at those, but for some reason I can't remember what.
I think wasn't quite bright enough for what we were looking to do.
Yeah, these. So we've got bushes in front of our house, and we do the netting.
Yeah.
So we were going to
do pictures with those.
Do what?
We can do pictures with those.
Yes.
That's cute. Aw.
So that's what we looked at. If you got a balcony, a Juliet balcony, you can do little scenes and stuff. So I'm not quite ready to do. And I mean, I guess technically they're not expensive for what you're getting, but $50 versus.
They're not inexpensive. Yes.
So
that comes back to the whole use your points wisely.
Yes. I wanted to go look at that real quick. So the Ember mug, there's now an Ember mug 2 that I looked at. I said $90 is the Black Friday deal. No.
And that's for a 10-ounce mug. Who only drinks coffee in 10-ounce? Like, that's not legit. I'm sorry.
So they do have, well, this is the travel one, but yeah, this is the 10-ounce. They do have, where did I see? They do have a 14-ounce.
Okay, well, now we're getting into like normal people.
And look at the price, $119. Yeah. Black Friday special.
So, you know.
I think of coffee almost the way I think of beer. I don't know. Did you ever were you a fraternity, sorority kind of gal in college?
Probably not in the way that you're thinking. Did I go to parties? I'm not saying I didn't.
Okay. So one of the big sayings that I had was when people would ask if I wanted a koozie, I would be like, if you need a koozie, you're taking too long to drink your beer.
Yes.
Kind of the way I think about this. If you need 80 minutes to keep your coffee warm, you're not drinking it fast enough. But then again, I know that some people like to drink it slow. And if you're doing it, a coffee after dinner and stuff, it's, that whole thing. But I just thought, do I really need to? Huh?
I think they get sidetracked, right? Because this was Dave's problem, right? He would put his coffee down and he would get to work and then he would forget about it because he was so focused on what he was doing that his coffee would get cold.
Yeah.
And I said the same thing, like, maybe you should just drink it and you won't have that problem. But again, like this one has the little warming piece that it sits into. Right. They do have the ones that are just the warming slot. So you can just get the warming pad thing. I don't know what you want to call that, but they do have those.
Well, they also had the one where the mug itself, they've got a travel version now, right?
Oh my God. Team version. It's like $15.
Well, they have the temperature control smart mug where the actual mug itself, so that if you don't need the tray.
So that you can sip your tea for a very long period of time. Okay, well, I'm just going to put mine in my Tervis and call it a day.
Oh, look, Giles is still here. Our kids gave me an Ember, and it is very nice. Certainly not a need, but a luxury.
There you go. I got to tell you, Diana, I think they're cool. I do.
They are cool.
I don't know how many times for Dave, and I keep telling him, just drink your coffee faster and you won't have that problem. There's
nothing wrong with cool, but it's like, really? And here's the other thing. So I don't know if you ever had this issue where I do have those warming things that you buy, the, $5-10 or whatever. So I'll do that. And if you let it sit doesn't your coffee taste burnt?
Yes.
So Giles, maybe you can answer that for us, because that's my concern, is that leaving it in this mug, it's no different than putting it on one of those heating trays. Is it going to still taste good after a certain time.
Maybe it heats the entirety of the inside of the mug, so you don't have that like concentrated space where it would burn, if you will.
Right. And then here's a bigger travel mug. And see, there's the temperature on the outside, so you can actually see with it. Now, again, this is just for...
Got it set to 138 degrees so it doesn't burn. All right, nice.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Giles.
Today about somebody mistaking your name for Diamond Giles, and that was amazing. And now you are forever going to be Diamond Giles to me.
Diamond Giles. Yeah, aren't we?
Right? That was amazing. I loved it.
Well, that's better. Somebody stopping us at one of the conferences and asking her, "Is your name really Giles?" So she didn't.
No, it's over there. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. So the Ember travel mug. I do like the idea of having it as a travel mug because even my Yetis, I mean, they do stay warm, but yeah, I would like it to stay at a constant temperature. So, all right. So we've killed an hour. Look at that.
Yeah, we have.
We have. Got through more stuff.
Well, I mean, you said lucky to, we stayed focused for a change, mostly.
You mean you stayed focused?
Okay, yeah, I stayed focused. You're not wrong.
All right, one last question for you. What is your splurge item that if you were looking to get yourself something for this Black Friday that you would buy at full price regardless?
I mean, it would kill me to do it. I'd probably still do it. Like I said, one of the things we have space in our bedroom right now, and we're debating on whether or not we want a chair or a little like sofa or chaise or something like that we can sit on in there. And I think that would be something that we would probably splurge on. And I know I had said one other thing would be something that I would splurge on, but like, I don't know. I think it's like everything else. You don't really think too awful much about items for yourself. I think we tend to, look at stuff for other people, right? And I think that's more along the lines of what I end up wanting to splurge on. So, but like the desk that I'm sitting at is expensive. The chair that I'm sitting on, I think those are splurge items more than anything else because they're not, while they're in the office, they're in the home office and not at the office. So I feel like they're a splurge.
Yes. I still have my original Office Depot modular desk that I bought. And every now and then, I mean, well, it was good. I mean, I don't know, it was like $400 at the time to buy all of it, but they're still good. But every now I'm like, I think I need something nicer. And remember, it's modular, so it's pieces. So there's a piece here, a piece there, and every so often there's a little crack, that something will slide down in between. But I don't want to get a huge desk that, those big U-style desks that takes a day to install. And if you move, you can't just move it yourself. I don't want something that big, but I do want something substantial. So
we ended up getting the uplifts.
Those are too small.
What?
Those are too small.
It's 6 feet. It's good size.
Yeah. It's 6 feet, 60 by 30 or 6 feet?
So it's...
What's the depth? That's what I want, the depth.
So it's 30. So it is, well, I mean, I have two monitors on it that they're large. They span almost the entirety of the desk. And then I have 30 inches this way. So I'm sitting back from both the camera as well as the monitors pretty good. Yeah, I really want 40 inches in depth so I can put those bigger monitors up. Make something.
Do I look like a guy that's going to desk?
I don't know. You could. All have the power tools these days, right?
Yes, we do. And there's a Lowe's and a Home Depot less than a mile from our office. So all right. Well, let's go ahead and call it. So, folks, thank you for joining us and hanging out. As I mentioned earlier, this starts to slow down the podcast season for me. There will be a couple of regular shows on both the business podcast. Let's see, those of you watching from the Lauderdale area, the Let's Talk Lauderdale podcast, I've got some stuff there. The Unhealthy podcast will start back up in January. And the Reunion podcast, I think we have a special holiday edition of that coming up as well. For the IT business folks, the holiday party is in the works, and I think it is going to be a 2-day event this year. We are looking at having a Techies and Trekkies party on Tuesday, and then the regular holiday party with the podcast awards on the Wednesday. So as soon as I finalize that, they'll be announced, and we'll do that. But thank you, folks. If you found something useful and you are wanting to make sure that you don't miss any of the podcasts, whatever platform you're on, if you're on the YouTube, click the like button so you'll be notified when these things come on. If you follow us on the social medias, follow me on LinkedIn, the Facebook pages, go to the websites and find your favorite podcatcher, whether it's Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeart. I forget how many I'm on, but all of those. So that way you can keep up with the podcast and subscribe and not miss anything. If you want to support the show, just simply click on any of the things that we had here. And when you go to purchase them on Amazon, nothing changes for you. Amazon just pays us a little commission on the back end, and that will be a thank you for the show. And again, if you want to keep supporting us by shopping on Amazon, click on the homepage on any of the podcasts, save that as your starting page for Amazon, and then you can do that. And that will do it. Go and enjoy your Thanksgiving, folks. Enjoy your families. Be safe. And we will be back here soon with another episode of something. And until then, holla.